Hey, Joy Tribe, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm going to dive into something a little different today. This is why you're single. This is the title. Maybe I'll change the title of the video by the time it comes out, but I wanted to do a video. I was watching YouTube, as I often do, watching just random stuff, and something popped up by a creator, and she's 31 years old and she is single, and she's been single for 4 years. So, as a recently engaged woman, holla at you. It's hard out in these streets. It's hard out in those streets, because they ain't in these streets no more. Okay, girl. Okay, boy. I ain't single no more. But I'm going to tell you, it's harder, especially if you're over the age of 25, right? It's tough. Leave me a comment down below if you're single, dating, how hard the streets are, how hard it is to keep, not being promiscuous in this day and age, trying to keep your morals, your values. A lot of my audience is conservative. Even if you're not, I'm sure you can relate, but I want to know. So let's dive into it. We're going to do a reaction video. First, I'll play it. This is by a creator. Her name is Woman Be the Womankin. Be the Womankin. Bree the Woman Quinn. Womaniquin. Breathe the root. Let's just play this dang video. Breathe the Womaniquin. She's got 7,000 subscribers, and the title of this video is "When I Like Them, They Don't Like Me."
Don't like it. It's funny because I'm 32. I was talking to another one of my 30-something-year-old friends. She's a little older than me. And I said something about when I have kids. And she was like, "You want kids?" And I realized in that moment it was because she thought that since I was in my 30s and not dating anyone and hadn't been dating anyone the 4 years that she had known me, that just kids just weren't on my radar. And I was like, yeah, I want kids. I don't know.
I'm going to stop it right here and make some comments. So she wants kids. She's 32. Beautiful girl, by the way. First, what's caught me is she's a beautiful woman. There's nothing wrong with her looks. Like, you could say, if you want to be a hater, like, "Oh my gosh, I don't like that red hair." And, there's a lot of guys who'll be up on there and be like, "Oh, well, I don't like girls with tattoos." And, whatever, suck it. I love my tattoos. And my man does too. But notwithstanding the style differences, "Oh, I don't like women with braids," or whatever, you cannot deny she's got beautiful features. She's classically beautiful. She's a pretty girl. And she said that in the beginning of her video. And she's like, "I know what you're thinking. I'm pretty. First of all, thank you. But second of all, two things can be true at the same time. You can be pretty, attractive, and single. 4 years, right? And it's true. Two things can exist at the same time. She wants to have kids. She's 32. It's not too late to have children in your 30s later. You guys know I'm in my 30s. And I'm 38 to be exact. And I don't make a big deal about my age, but sometimes I do. I'm kind of like towards that age where I'm like, I want to say my age because, first of all, I want to take the shame away from women saying their age. And I appreciate her honesty in this video. And she goes into a deep dive on a lot of honest stuff. Second of all, I want to spread light on that. Like, I feel like I feel 28, but also 38 isn't an old age to feel. And a lot of people think I'm 28. So I can say 38 looking 28 because of the audience perspective. People always constantly think I'm younger than I am by at least 10 years. And I'm blessed for that. Also, it's health, nutrition, mental health, being kind to people, love of God, treating others with respect, treating my body with respect, not really drinking, no drugs, exercise, diet, nutrition. By the way, if you're interested in what I do as an exact formula, you can go to the link down below at joyvilla.com, click on the fitness tab, and it'll take you all through my personal fitness regimen, I should say. It's a bit like a regime, but I digress. I just want to say that you absolutely can have children in your later age, but what are you doing to prepare for that? Because it's a certain lifestyle to be a wife and mom. But let's continue with the video.
Know if I'm going to be able to carry them by the time that they're available to me, but that I would like to have kids, which brings me back to like, why am I single? I was having another conversation with another one of my friends, and she said that she's been going on dates, but everybody that she's been going on dates with has been giving her the ick. It's funny because when she's on dates, she'll like text us like, "Oh no, this isn't going to work out," or she'll send us things that they've sent her. And sometimes it's like petty. In fact, anytime you get the ick, it might be a little petty. In fact, I made a whole video that
I agree with her. The ick, if you guys don't know, the ick is this thing where young people say, like, if you do something, it's like that someone doesn't like it gives you the ick. Like, oh, a man wearing too short shorts gave me the ick. It's a turn off for us older people out there. Okay. Generation Z is calling the ick. It's the turn off for us millennials. Um, my viewpoint on that is you got to get over a lot of these eggs. You know, he pulled out his wallet in a weird way, or he, wears backwards hats. And I've watched these dating shows, and these women are putting such high, crazy ideas on men on the way they dress. And I'm not saying men don't have their issues and problems, but ladies, I'm talking to you, and I think a lot of women are going to be watching this, although a lot of men too. But I think a big reason a lot of women are single is they're just too damn picky. Y'all are too picky. Yes, be exact on what you want. Have your non-negotiables. I say pick 5 super non-negotiables. Write a list of your top 10 traits you want in a partner. Boom, 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 boom. Financially responsible, loves God, has a relationship with him, into physical fitness, likes to travel, artistic, has a great sense of humor, wants children, is what's trying to think of 3 other things, right? You can say has a great credit score, has the same political leanings, is conservative, is wild and free like me, likes to be adventurous. Let's say those would be an example of your top 10 attributes. Now, out of those 10, narrow down. This is what I always say. Narrow down. I've had coaching clients, counseling clients, friends. I've helped them find the loves of their life. I've been blessed to find the love of my life. Second time around for marriage coming up as I'm engaged, as I said. Oh my gosh, sorry, not sorry. Love it. And I'm so grateful, especially when I watch videos like this, because I'm like, there, but for the grace of God, go I. I could still be single. I did not want to be single. I do not like being single. For a short period of time, being single is very necessary. And again, if you're single watching this, and you're like, but I love being single, more power to you. Not everybody was made to get married or, have a lifelong partner. I believe in the power of marriage, but also the power of singlehood, being single for a time to prepare. Use that single time wisely, as I've done. But if you're single for years and don't want to be single, there's a problem, right? That you haven't handled. Let's be real. This girl, as beautiful as she is, as great personality she has a problem. 4 years, and we're going to deep dive into it. But let's get back to that list. 10 attributes. Out of that 10 attributes, what are your 5 non-negotiables? Those are your most important. Those are your values. For me, it would be relationship with God, financially stable, great sense of humor, artistic, and I would probably say into health and nutrition fitness. Those are my non-negotiables, right? And of those 5, so you want all 10, but you're 5, the other ones you're willing to change. And I always say put looks. Like one of the things was I did put on my list is like I'm attracted to them and they're attracted to me. They're my ideal and I'm their ideal. I want them to be the sexiest, juiciest, funnest, most beautiful person to me. Doesn't matter what the audience thinks, right? I say the audience because we all have an audience, friends, family, whatever, right? And my man happened to be 3 inches shorter than me. I was like, I didn't specify height, God. I'm 5'11". So, but I also didn't care. It comes to a point where that is not a non-negotiable for me. But relationship with God, non-negotiable. Financial stability, non-negotiable. Because that just means he can take care of me, right? I think in there I also said wants kids. One of the things, that's just an example of my list. I'd have to go through my paperwork, but I went really strict and very, very exact on what I wanted. And then from that, I chose the 5 top skills. So if you want those 5 top things as non-negotiables, that should be the thing where you're like, okay, that gives me the ick that he has $10 in his bank account. That gives me the ick that she's cussing up a storm and using God's name in vain. Like if that's your personal values. But the way he wears his shoes or does his hair, ladies especially, and men, I know men, they'll be like, I don't care if she's skinny, fat, as long as she's in a healthy range. I don't care if she's tall, short, dark, light. I know so many of my single male friends who are so much more open. And they're getting these dates, and these women are just like, They're saying no on account of a couple inches of height or the way his shoes look or the place he picked out for a date. It's stupid and it's going to keep you single. So that's one of the number one reasons why you're single. And she's nailing it. So let's continue though, because she's still single in 4 years counting.
People did not watch. I don't know why people didn't watch it. I put a lot of work into that. I did research on that and everything. We talk about the icks that people experience. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not my problem. My problem is not that I get the ick. My problem is I don't even get the date. I don't get there. And I'm going to explain what I mean, because I'm sure the first thing that you probably thought when I said that was, but you're so pretty. First off, thank you. I also think I'm pretty, but two things can be true. I guess I should tell you a little bit about my dating history.
So two things can be true at the same time. I know plenty of beautiful women who are not getting dates. And I'm going to say quickly the first thing, feminine energy. I've talked about it in my podcast. By the way, check out my podcast, link down below, The Joyful Life. It's right here on YouTube. It's on Spotify as well. Season 2 is releasing soon. Yes. We talk about relationships. We talk about things like this. One of the biggest things is feminine energy. Do you have that feminine energy as a woman or masculine energy as a man? If you don't know what that is, I talk about that in that first episode of my podcast, The Joyful Life. So watch that for more in-depth. But basically, feminine energy is that receiving energy, just like the egg, the sperm swim to her. So as a woman, you have to be centered and receiving. And what about same-sex couples? Well, same thing applies, actually. One of you is going to be more masculine. One of you is going to be more feminine. I'm sorry, we live in a binary world. There is two binary main energies. Within us, we contain both energies. But depending on what body you're born in, and just look down if you're confused, you have an innie or an outie. Okay? 3-year-olds know what they are. Boys, girls, girls. Innie or outie. Does your thingy stick out? Does your thingy go in? That determines your gender. We're not going, and sex, they're the same thing. But I digress, okay? We're not going to go into that whole thing. But I'm going to tell you, feminine energy is such a big thing. That energy that you put out. If you're masculine, you're trying to control the energy. You're trying to oh, yeah, I'm trying to make all you can open the conversation, drop the glove, so to speak, and hey, big boy, come on over. There's nothing masculine about that, to introduce it. But if you're trying to then control the whole date, the energy, which I know a lot of women who do that because it's like girl power, control your emotions, control your business, use your feminine girl boss, maybe sometimes boy masculine energy to be a boss. But when you are at home with your husband or your boyfriend or your date, a masculine man, you're going to have to ease up. You cannot control the whole thing. And guess what? It's scary. We have a lot of wounded feminine out there, a lot of girls with daddy issues out there, and a lot of men with mommy issues. So we get weakened men, we get overstrong females, and then it's just creating this she gets the it because he's weak and he doesn't know what to do because she's controlling the whole thing. So we both have responsibility to find our center, to be able to allow the other, that dance, that seduction, that creates that co-creation and that attraction. It's ooh, and femininity is not just how you dress, although that can help you get into the feminine aspect, how you dress, what you do with self-care, but it's really the attitude. How many women are so feminine? These grandmas are so feminine. Older ladies, it's the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, the way they know themselves. We need to teach that art again. So let's watch a few more minutes of this. But that's the second reason why you're single. You're a masculine woman or a feminine man.
I have dated a total of 2 people in my adult life. I dated one for, I'm going to say 18 months and the other for maybe 8 months. So I have around 2 years total dating experience.
Okay, this is crazy. Back in my day, we did. I mean, she's a millennial like me. We dated, and I actually dated a lot of people later. I didn't date in high school. I was good girl, go for it, straight A student. Boom, graduate 2 years early, did my thing, baby boo. Creative energy, doing all my creation. So my first boyfriend was at 18 for 2 years. And I was raised to be very strict Christian and, traditional, but I've also gone wayward and crazy too. And I love how honest, if you see this, I'll link the original video if you want to watch her original story, because I know I'm cutting it up a bit, but I really want the best for this girl. I'm like, sister, I want the best for you. You're beautiful. You're smart. You obviously have some self-awareness. You got great style. She's a communicator. She's communicating. She goes into really great detail. But the biggest thing I see is you have not gone on dates. You have no dating history. 2 years? You're 31. When did you start dating? It's crazy. It's crazy because these are valuable years to learn about yourself and to date people. I always say quantum dating, circular dating. There's different ways to call it. Go on dates. When I got divorced, the first thing I thought was like, I want to get remarried. I'm 33. I want to get remarried, get a husband, children. I need to get myself right. I studied every single thing I could on dating, watched every single video, read all the books. Okay. And then I use that data. I use that. I'm a nerd when I get to the data and the information. And I started applying it. And I got on dates. I got asked out on dates in public places. I used online dating, which is really online meeting. You only meet someone online. I went out there. I opened my flows. I received compliments. I dressed in a way that I felt respectful to myself and comfortable in my own skin. I went out there. I got into my health and fitness like 1,000%. I put all my energy into making my money as well and to creating my lifestyle. I focused. I prayed to God. I wrote down my list. I had my 5 non-negotiables. Then I went on dates. I took dates. I went on dates. I talked to guys I liked. I opened my energy in order to let them ask me on a date. You have to give a man time. His mind is not as quick as yours, especially when he's flooded with emotions and he's like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. I'm attracted to her. This takes time. Too many women are just like on speed. Like you're on a speed dial that a man is not on. You've got to slow down, slow the way you're speaking. Take time, seduce him with your eyes, look at him. Ladies, am I wrong? Are you like not jacked up on Starbucks coffee, like over the top and wondering, oh, well, he didn't do it. He didn't. Yeah, you're running on a different energy than him. Men, leave a comment down below if what I'm saying is cap or not. Is it true or not? That a lot of women are just too fast and you get overwhelmed and you're just like, I can't. I'm overwhelmed. She's beautiful. She's a baddie, but I can't. I don't know what to do. And maybe you won't admit that, but women, you have more power than you think with a man. If you slow down, receive his advances and never ever judge him just on the first date. If there's a glimmer of hope, unless he's really rude, really disgusting, really over the top. But I mean, if he's just like nerdy or you got the ick or there's a few things that you're like, I don't know, he wasn't quite there, but there's a semblance. If it's just 50% there, ladies, take the second date. Because I guarantee you he'll be a lot calmer and smoother. Also with lust, don't sleep with people on the first 3 dates, please. I think you should wait as long as you can until you're in a relationship with them. But just slow it down because you might be lusting after them. And then second, third date, you realize this person's not who I thought it was. So that also is, you just don't want to, jump into something before you know and give it a chance to really blossom and open up. So that's another reason why you're single. You're not taking second dates. Maybe you're not even taking dates. Maybe you're saying no to people that, oh, he's too short or he looks broke, or they might be your man if you would just calm the hell down and open yourself up to what God wants. And also, you may not be a prize either. A lot of these women, I'm sorry to say, but Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, the Godfather, he would talk about these women are 50 pounds overweight. They don't work out. They don't do anything, but they've got their college degrees. They got their jobs, and they are still single, and they want a man with 6 figures, 6 inches, and a 6-pack. Oh, and 6 feet. Girl, have you got all that in the female equivalent? Oh, but he's supposed to have it all together. He's supposed to have the 800 credit, but you got what? You're at 6'10", 5'10", girl. Oh, well, he got to be 6 feet, 6'10". You are 5 feet. I'm 5'11", and I stopped with the height requirement because I knew God might send me my husband. He might be shorter than me. Who cares? Does that mean he protects me less? No, I still want a provider, a protector, a masculine man who can handle my feminine power. And I'm quite a lot. I'm a character. So I also prayed to God. I was like, God, help me be as controlled as I can be, but still be free and open and feminine and youthful and life-giving for him so that he feels that peace of mind and he can invest in me. It goes both ways. But look in the mirror. So that's another reason why you're single. You're not looking in the mirror and fixing yourself. So I can already tell you right now, I've already watched this video. We're not going to watch the whole thing today, but she goes on to say she has no dating history. One of the guys she dated used to choke her. One of the guys and abuse her, but he provided all her bills. And that was a big thing for her. That was one of her non-negotiables. But you know what? She didn't put in her non-negotiables: physical abuse. She doesn't know what she wants. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't even get invited on dates. I guarantee you, girl, using that mouth could try to control and talk like it's a YouTube video, more than likely, rather than letting that man lead. Also, she goes on to say that she was interested in men who are already in relationships. Girl, you trifling. She's like, I know it's embarrassing. I'd wait around, even though he had a girlfriend, and I'd just be there. I'd just be there. Girl, if you were just being there for my man, waiting for us to break up, you were co-creating that breakup, which means you were helping him cheat, technically. That's micro cheating. If you're actually friends there and you're like, oh yeah, he's attractive, but I'm going to turn off my liking sensors so I can just be cool because he's got a girl. Because girl, we know how to do that. That's girl code. So that's not cool at all. And I'm saying that without you hearing her say that, but let's see if I can find that in the video before we jump off here.
In my entire 32 years of life. And I got my first boyfriend when I was 25 years old. All of this did not feel like it was by choice. And I'll get into that. I got to stop looking at myself. Oh my God, that candle's too definitely did. Thank you for telling me. I was just trying to make sure ain't nothing catching on fire.
She says a funny joke about candles lighting on fire. I think she's got a great sense of humor. But she's got a lot of issues, and that's why I want to help her. Because if she was my little sister or my friend, I'd tell her straight up, girl, you should not be going after men. Do not have crushes on it. You are not 16. Stop having a crush on a man who has a girlfriend. Do not wait that out. That is not just desperate, but it's actually hurtful and harmful to the relationship they're in. Now, if you're actually authentically friends and you're just friends and you're like, well, yeah, he's attractive, but I would not ever try it. And then they happen to become single and then you explore it. That's different. But she's very honest. I have to give it to her, but she opens up and she says she waited around.
Back here, okay? Because I light a bunch of candles. But just a brief overview of really my dating history is literally nothing. I feel like it would be more beneficial. That's more robust. I would say for every year of my life, there was maybe 1 year of my life where I didn't like anybody. It was like a couple years ago. I'm going to say it was 2020. Yeah, it had to be 2020. I had just broken up with my last boyfriend and there was nobody, bitch. There was nobody here. We were in quarantine. I wasn't going into work. But instead of starting from the beginning, I'm going to actually start from the now. I have an interest in somebody. This person is unavailable. They showed interest in me last year. I'm not going to lie. It was in a very weird way. And I was not prepared. I was trying to hook them up with my friend. And out of the blue, they showed interest in me instead. And before I could think about whether or not I was interested or not, they had a girlfriend. I don't know. And then nobody.
You missed your chance. You took too much time. I'm sorry, but you missed your chance. Happens for girls and guys. You missed your chance.
Else really came along to take my interest away from that person.
Okay, here's a lack of accountability. Honey, Bree, boo-boo, love, you are not taking responsibility. You're saying nobody else came along to take my interest off that person. It is not someone else's job to take your interest away from that person. You're not a little girl. You're 32 years old. You are a grown woman. Anybody on the other side of 25, your brain is fully developed. I don't even think it's becoming of 25, 24, 23-year-olds, but I do give a little bit more grace for the younger people because it's like you're going to make mistakes. But over 25, you should know by now, at least read a book, any book. Get some semblance of control over your own emotions. This is a lack of control, a lack of accountability. This is a fatherless nation. And there are daddy wounds written all over this girl. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's straightforward because my father was my best friend. You guys know I lost him about 16 years ago. This tattoo is done by my now fiance. We were friends back then. And, you know, I was quite young when I lost him. He was my best friend. And he was the best man I've ever seen in my life. My daddy, minister, hero, military man, strong man of God and faith. And I am a daddy's girl. And we love tigers. I'm born in the year of the tiger. He's year of the rabbit. And so I got this tattoo for him and it gave me what I should look for in a man. really. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes. I haven't been perfect for sure, but being raised by such a strong man, it set the bar so high for me. So I've always loved men, love masculine energy in my man, and always knew watching how my mom would let the man lead. You have to let the man lead. So, first of all, she's wounded. She's wounded feminine. This is a huge issue that we have, which we already went over why you're single. And the other thing is, she's going after men who are already taken. That's ridiculous. You don't have a crush on a married man, on a boyfriend woman, on a girlfriend man. Just don't. They're taken. It's it. You can know them, be confident, be nice, smile, even think they're attractive. We're humans. We're going to find people attractive, but mind your business. It's not cool. And I believe in karma, and I believe what you do unto others, you would, if you wouldn't want them to do it unto you, then don't do it. That's your biggest values and morals. So she doesn't know what she wants, and she goes after guys who are already taken. And then she says, well, nobody came along to take my interest off the guy. No, girl, you didn't do the due diligence, journaling, praying, doing whatever you need to do, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical well-being. Get in the gym like a lot of dudes do, right? Girls should be doing that too. That's what I do. I get in the gym when I feel bad. I get in the gym and I scream at some weights, okay? And I lift, girls and boys. I lift my feelings out and I go. And you got to do that, because if you don't do that due diligence, if you don't work on yourself, you are going to attract the same situation. So she continues going on and on about how she doesn't like anybody. Nobody has taken her interest, and the people she does like are taken. Well, if you keep doing that 4 years now, guess what? The problem is not others, sweetheart. It's you. It's you. Why are you single? Because the problem is you. Men and women.
To that person, I liked someone else. This individual was Asian and told me that he was not interested in Black women.
Ouch, that can hurt. But if you're not someone's type, move on, honey.
And I was just like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Prior to that, there was another person. I don't want to give too many details, honestly, because I don't know who's going to watch this. My brain is saying holder. They were also coupled. I liked them for maybe a year, 2 years, between it 1 and 2 years. And prior to that was that year where I liked nobody. And then prior to that, I don't know if I'm going to leave this in here because my mother, nobody in my family knows this, but I'm bi and I liked a girl.
Okay, you're bi and you have double the chances and you still can't get somebody. See, this is the thing. It's just the problem is us. The problem is you. It's not others. And if you are in a place and you're like, there's no good men here, there's no good women here, there's always good people everywhere. I ended up being in the middle of nowhere, in Ocala, Florida, and my man is here. I came out here. I was visiting my family in Florida. We've been friends for 15 years. And that was one of my things I wrote down. I mean, I did a list of probably 50 attributes. I went into a whole PowerPoint presentation, but I had my 5 non-negotiables. But one of the biggest things was I thought, there's one thing I haven't tried doing. I haven't tried dating a friend. And I would love it if we start off as friends. And that's what God sent me. My friend of 15 years. We hadn't been in touch for a couple years. I thought of him out of the blue. I was traveling and touring. I did a film overseas. I was living overseas during COVID. Boom, 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 boom. Came back to America, visiting my family in Jacksonville, Florida. And he happened to be 2 hours away. He came to visit me. Boom, the rest is history. 8 months later, we fell in love right off the bat. I'm going to show you guys a photo of us. Maybe not. I'll show it later, but it's an old photo, 15 years ago when we were together, and we were friends and we dated for a little bit, like a couple weeks, and we were young, and we got back together now, 15 years later, after meeting from Los Angeles, now back in Florida. And he has all the conservative mindset. He's incredible. He is financially stable. He's an artist. He's a tattoo artist. He's done my tattoos. He did this tattoo 15 years ago for my dad. And now we're together. Isn't that crazy? It's just, God knows what he's doing. So at the end of the day, you've got to put your requests be made known and then trust God. Your God, however you choose to call God, because listen, I'm not here to teach you religion. I know my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, but you are going to have to make peace with whoever that is for you. And Joy Tribe knows I accept you and I love you. And Brie, if you want to get at me, I would love to be able to help you. But girl, you're going to have to change some things. And it starts by looking in the mirror. Okay. I love you, Joy Tribe. Did you like what I said? This is why you're single. I hope you took notes, because if you fit any of those things, that's why you're single. It's not the city you live in. It's not the job you have. It's not even the way you look. It's your energy and your accountability, your responsibility, and you're narrowing into what you exactly want. Are you doing all those things? Because I guarantee you, if you did all of those things I just named, do the opposite of what is why you're single, and in 1 year, you should have the love of your life. If not, somebody who's very close to it, or at least a bountiful dating life. Go on lots of dates. You don't have to sleep with them. Just go on lots of dates, men and women. Meet people, get into relationships, take chances, work on yourself. Be the best version of you to be able to give to that person, okay? And stop looking for yourself and others, because you got a God-shaped hole. Okay, Joy Tribe, you're created to do amazing, wonderful things. I love you. If you'd like to support this channel, $5 a month, less than a Starbucks cup of coffee, helps keep it alive. And remember, you can like, subscribe, share, and please let me know that we are going to be able to rock and roll. The more that you join, the more that you help donate, support, buy me a cup of coffee if you'd like, Cash App, money sign, Real Joy Villa. If you like my advice, if you like that, you know, I'm a girl of God, conservative, fitness woman, faith, freedom, finance, fitness, and family. 5 pillars of joy: faith, freedom, finance, fitness, family. 5 pillars of joy to help you with your life. The book is coming soon. Stream my podcast, The Joyful Life. Stream my music, Joy Villa, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and Wednesday, I'll see you live on this channel, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, I'm out. Bye.